Hello there, Scorpio. Welcome back to Misfits of the Zodiac. My name is Ace. I'm going to be pulling 3 tarot cards for your past, present, and future. And you got 3 oracle cards that came out for you for the month of October. So let's get right into it. In your recent past, you have the Queen of Athame. This is you having a lot of discernment and being able to cut through any BS to figure out what the truth is, okay? There could be some sense of you feeling a sense of independence lately that has gotten you really far, and I think that continuing in this energy and being discerning about who you let in is really important right now. I feel like it's backed up by your present energy, which is the Holly King, I'm sorry. The Holly King is usually the Hermit card. This is talking about you getting quiet with yourself and going within, not having outside distraction or other people kind of invoking their own ideas about what you're doing, but giving yourself time to kind of sit with yourself and figure out what works for you and looking for an independent path for yourself. I think that's going to be really important for you this month. Based off some of your oracle cards too, I feel like sitting in quiet, if you can meditate more this month than typical, I feel like you could be getting a lot of downloads from your higher self, from your spirit guides, from the universe, from whatever it is that you believe in, based off the other cards that I'm seeing, okay? So giving yourself to some time to sit in silence, if you can meditate, that would be ideal. I think you're going to get some answers that are going to help you even further with this independent go-getter attitude and being very decisive about what you want in life, because you're having a major cycle that's closing out for you by the end of October. Your near future is the Wheel of the Year. So this is usually the Wheel of Fortune. Things are looking up for you, okay? But there's also a major transition happening. I'm not an astrologer, but I have heard some goings on about Scorpio in the month of October. So you might want to take a look into, check out some astrologers if you're into that kind of thing. There's some placements with the planets. I know we have another eclipse coming up, so it might be related to you in some way. So that might be something to look into, again, if you're interested in that. But I feel like there's a major cycle ending by the end of the month of October, and you're starting a new cycle, something brand new, something fresh, okay? And I think, again, sitting with yourself, giving yourself time to meditate and check in with yourself and what your gut is telling you is going to be very, very, very beneficial for you, okay? You had 3 oracle cards. I was only going to pick one, but 3 popped out for you. And I feel like they tell a story, okay? So the first one that I got, it kind of goes back to what we were talking about with the Holly King, is silence. I keep saying giving yourself time to sit in silence, sit in meditation, I think is going to help bring some things to light that maybe you've been ignoring. Some things that really need to be addressed, okay? Because I think when we keep ignoring something that comes up that our higher self or our spirit guides or whatever it is that you believe, higher self, is telling you, and you just keep ignoring it because it's an uncomfortable truth about something you've realized for yourself, it just builds momentum and it creates more and more strength for the thing that you're trying to avoid. The reason I say that is because the next card that you got is Haunted. Now, I do believe in hauntings. I don't think that this is what this is talking about in this particular reading. I feel like this is a metaphor for something that is haunting you. Something is coming up for you in the month of October that you need to sit with. It's probably going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a realization that you might have already unconsciously have felt and seen, but there's a part of you that's trying to block it out. And what your higher self is asking you to do is to sit with it, Sit in silence, because if you don't work through this energy, it's going to be really hard to start a new cycle without baggage from the previous cycle, if that makes sense. Okay? I do feel that in this silence too, not so much that you're being haunted by someone, but there could be, because your next card is the Ancestor card, if you are someone who believes in the spirit realm and people who have passed on having an ability to communicate with you, there is a very high potential, I think, especially being a water sign, that you receive some downloads from someone or some eerie communication from someone who's passed on this month. Again, if you believe in that. So be on the lookout for that. It feels to me like they're trying to tell me to tell you that you are supported. So this thing that's haunting you, it probably is a lot smaller than it feels, because it's been building up for a long time and you've been avoiding it like the plague. Okay, so you're supported. That's what they're trying to they're trying to get me to tell you. Okay, you are supported, and this is really not going to be that big of a deal, but sitting with it so you can move through the energy is really going to be beneficial to you in the month of October. And this is a great month to do it, because we're basically getting to the veil thinning. By the time we hit Halloween, the veil will be the thinnest between worlds, but it's also a time when a lot of things are coming to light for us, a lot of things from shadow. So taking the time to sit in silence and work with that, especially through meditation, I think is going to be really, really helpful for you, and it's going to help you move through that stagnant energy of whatever it was that seems to be haunting you. Okay? Working with the themes of this month, the dead, letting things go, letting things move on, letting things die, okay, could be really helpful for you this month. And then also be aware that you might be communicated with. Don't be fearful of that. This is not supposed to make you feel like, ooh, you're going to be haunted in the month of October. I think that our ancestors have a very good way of like dropping hints to us without freaking us out. They will leave feathers. They could, something that's symbolic to you. If you start to see synchronicities, like things continuing to show up, mine come as feathers. They come as different animals that continue to show up that have symbolism attached to them. So be aware of that this month, because I think it could be, again, very beneficial. I hope that this helped. If you liked this shorter version of a monthly, I would love to hear from you. We're trying some different things on this channel, and I felt like I wanted to do something a little different this month for spooky season. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if this resonated, if you like this style, and I would be really curious to see if you are enjoying this kind of quick and dirty, to the point kind of reading for your monthly. So until then, I will see you next month for your monthly reading. Bye, guys.